The cortex contains millions of neuron cell bodies which have migrated outwards from the biology part 107. The remaining cell bodies are located deep in the brain, which they are grouped together in structures called ganglia or nuclei. Each nucleus acts as a relay station, gathering information from several sources and sending out impulses to some new destination. Between the cortex and the deep nuclei, there are massive tracts of white matter carrying impulses from one point to another. The structure of the human brain is illustrated in the figure, and the functions of the main regions are described below. Number 1, cerebrum. This is the largest region of the brain in mammals and contains up to 90% of the neurons present in the nervous system as a whole. The cerebrum is subdivided to form two cerebellar. They are in fact the two cerebral entities, and they are linked to the corpus callosum, and that's what we can see in the text as well. There are figures, there are tables, and there are illustrations. As you can see, the surface of the hemisphere is greatly folded or evaluated to the cables of neuron cells bodies to lie near the surface of the brain, where they can exchange materials with the corresponding fluid. While up folds the cortex are called gyri, singular is gyros, while shallow down folds are called sulci, and the singular is sulcus. In several places, deep fisheries, while the singular is fish and the plural is also fish, but when we have got different variety, it becomes fishes. Deep fissures divide each hemisphere into distinct lobes. Some areas of the cortex have fixed functions. The primary motor cortex, which lies immediately in front of the central sulcus. And yes, of course, there are some immediate understandings to it. The primary motor cortex, which lies immediately in front of the central sulcus, contains cells controlling motor activity. These are arranged in an elderly way so that they may form a map of the body muscles on the surface of the cortex. Electrical stimulation at any point causes the corresponding body movement for reasons which are not understood. Motor instructions from the primary motor cortex are routed to the opposite side of the body via the spinal cord. Thus the left-hand side of the brain controls voluntary movements of the right-hand side of the body and vice versa. Immediately behind the central sulcus is the primary sensory cortex, where incoming sensory map in the same way. Electrical stimulation in these areas produces sensation of touch or pain in the corresponding body region. Separate regions also deliver cortex immediately and receive sensory signals received. Well, there is primary visual cortex, and with the hearing, primary audio cortex as well. The remainder of the cerebral cortex is called the association cortex and shows no clear-cut ideas. And as we get along with it, we find the sulcus there, we find the primary visual cortex there. We find the primary auditory cortex there. The remainder of the cerebral cortexes are there.